Climate change has led to more frequent and extreme weather events, including floods, storms, droughts, and wildfires. We live through a really strange time, and we're having to witness these things more and more. And we're also more likely to be exposed to traumatic incidents ourselves over the course of time, such as habitat destruction, serious injury, even death. As a result, many of us may start to experience higher levels of distress and anxiety, completely understandably. So I wanted to share a few tips that you might find helpful to cope with so-called climate anxiety or eco-anxiety. Number one is to focus on what you can control. Climate change is a complex issue. Remind yourself that climate change cannot be solved by any one person. While this might feel quite disheartening, it's also good to remind yourself to focus on what is within your control, such as writing to your MP, building a more sustainable habitat around your home, donating to organisations you care about, eating a plant-based diet. Number two is to avoid overload. Find a balance when working on climate projects or advocating for different causes. Maybe resist the urge to say yes to everything and limit your intake of news and media around this if it's starting to feel too distressing. Because when you start to feel overwhelmed by news updates or events that are happening around the world, it leads you into a sense of inertia, and it obviously is not healthy for your mental health. Remind yourself that all of these news stories, updates and information will be there when you're ready to re-engage with it. Also, I want you to remember you're not alone. It's easy to get caught up in all the bad news surrounding climate change, but it's also important to remember that there are lots of people working to solve a lot of the issues around climate change and habitat destruction, and that positive change can and will happen. If you are struggling with the mental load of what's happening in the world at the moment, then please do reach out to someone to talk about it, whether that's a friend, a family member, or a professional. If you have any of your own tips for eco-anxiety, please leave them in the comments below for everyone else to read, and I hope that this has been useful for you.